The guy take a picture, and then it send it on the whatever group chat is on, and then he put an emoji. Man glance, man is a little bit nosy, you know. And the man glance, man see the baboons, and I was like, damn, I wish I didn't see that. Glorious, absolutely glorious city, and this city is called Shenzhen, China. I can't lie to you, I love this place. And now this video is about the way people see me, you know. I mean, the respect I get because of my passport, but not my skin, my experiences in these Asian countries, and I'll be utterly honest, all right? And I don't want to waste your time. So I was in Thailand, fantastic place, can't lie to you. And I was going to release my last episode in Thailand. You know, I love Thailand, man. I've been there 15 times now. The country I've visited the most, you know, and I can't lie to you, brilliant place. But of course, then there's some issue when it comes towards Thailand, really. And yeah, of course, then the decline in terms of like tourism in recent time, you know, due to like the baht is getting stronger and stronger, and then people are looking elsewhere for a better opportunity, you know, in other Asian countries due to the cost of living, really. Yeah, but the last thing I experienced in Thailand really upset me, really. And it's a place I'm very fond of, really. I've spoken a lot of good things about that place, really. And technically, if you're a black person, you are always going to be treated nice, very nicely, right? But the last experience, I would definitely say, I was on a scooter. I love to ride a scooter, man. And I like to explore the city. I think that's the best way to move around the city. I think I'm seeing a lot of the city, you know, Man City. You know, relax. Okay, now I'm trying not to say much of the city. Oh, I'm saying the city already. Bloody hell. Yeah, jump on the scooter, moving around. You know, the amazing, you know, metropolitan, vibrant, happening place. Really. See what I did there? Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's the best way to see the city. Honestly, it's cool place. I think I just said the city. Bloody hell. Let me just move on. Don't care anyway. So I was going to a barber in Sheku.ℳ sort of area, and then I got pulled over by the police. And I don't mind if I get pulled over by the police because they're doing the duty, isn't it? You know, especially riding a scooter. Thailand tends to be one of the most dangerous places to ride a scooter. So I jump on this Grab taxi sort of guys, you know, and I had my helmet on as well. And then they pull us over, and I was so close to that place, to the barber place. And then it was like, oh, we'll just pull you over to check if you have any drugs. And I was like, drugs? I don't do drugs. I was like, okay, cool. Why not? Bear in mind, recently, Thailand legalized marijuana. So if you like to smoke fijanja, then surely that's the place you want to be, you know? I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party. I'm always sober, you know? Time at a time, I do go to party occasionally, right? I think I do live a boring life, but the thing that kept me going, you know, or kept me going, is basically traveling. I love to travel, really. There was like, would you want to check? I was like, checking. I was like, sure, why not, man? And then it was like, okay, we didn't find anything. Let me see your passport. And I was like, what? See my passport for what? And I was like, we just want to know, we just want to make sure. Making sure for what? You know? I was starting to get a little bit angry, but I was like, okay, sure. I didn't have my passport with me. I was like, I only have the photo. I took a picture of my passport, of course, for safety, and I showed them the screen. I was like, oh, okay, you're from the UK. Oh, lovely jubbly. And all of a sudden, they became friendly, you know. And there's okay, you can go, you can go. And I was like, what? What just happened? What just happened? Whoa, oh my God, man. Embarrassing. It really discouraged me. But other than that, man, and now you're seeing the clips I took, right? So definitely, it's a cool place. I even went to Benja Kitten Park and Lumpinin Park as well. Brilliant place. I think Lumpinin Park, I nearly got bitten by this lizard, run. You can see them everywhere. It's so cool. Very, very cool place to chill. I would definitely go back to that area whenever I'm in Bangkok, you know. And also I went to see the Big Buddha as well. It's fantastic. Chinatown was great as well in the last video. I was there. Very cool lantern and all that, right? So Bangkok is an international city, and I will continue to go there. Yeah, in spite of that experience, you know, it's just not nice. And I have to say this, I need to mention this, right? Since I've been in Asia here, I've been pulled over by the police and immigration officer more than I ever experienced in the West. So now, the next experience I would say in Asia, where my passport was more accepted than my skin, I would say in Japan. Wasn't fun. And before you start saying, there you go, victim card, away, black people like to play the victim card, away, away. Relax. Get a chill pill, a bottle of water, you know, relax, you know what I mean? No, that's not me. I don't like to play the victim card. You know, I'm always complying whenever I get pulled over, right? You know, it's a thing I'm used to, really. It doesn't really bother me. So yeah, I was like, cool, why not? You know, so I was just out first day in Tokyo, and you know, of course, Japan is on so many people's bucket list, right? They want to visit that place, you know, because let's face it, man, it's bloody Japan, the cleanest country I've ever been to, and sometimes it's too clean and it's scary. It's too clean, it's too scary. Listen, I'm not a messy person. I don't loot, right? In fact, my place, I just keep it in a pristine order. I live in a very nice sort of area. I live in the city. This is called Shenzhen, close to Hong Kong. I will touch on Shenzhen in a bit, right? But I live very comfortably, and I pride myself on cleanliness, and I look sharp and clean. That's right. Anyways, now Japan. So the first hour, just kill every desire I had about Japan, man. I was just being strong and just pushing, man. You know, there's no point for me to leave all of a sudden, man, because of that. So basically, they called the police on me, and it was early in the morning. The clip you're seeing now, that's exactly what happened, really. But of course, then I couldn't record the police officers when they were interviewing me, you know. And they say, like, someone called the police on you, and I was like, for what? I'm a tourist yet. This is just my first day. What's going on? What's up? And I was close to the motel as well. I wasn't whacking the camera on anyone's faces. Not at all. You know, man is very mannered. You know what I mean? Very mannered, you know, from a very good African home. So there was, let me see what you're doing. I'm just recording a video for YouTube. And I was like, oh, can I see your passport? There you go. My passport, come again and rescue me. Being a British boy. So rescue me, and then I was like, what? As soon as they saw my passport, I was like, okay, bye-bye, see you later. And then I think after that experience, and I start putting one or two things together, I think there was a guy that went there, it's called Johnny Somali, or Somalia, Johnny Somali. He went there, and then he did a horrible thing. But you can't judge all black people like that. But unfortunately, in some countries, they will generalize all black people. If one black people do something wrong, all the black people are like that. So it's not nice. It's not nice. Not nice. Not nice. You know, so yeah. But I did enjoy some aspect of Japan, and I would just say the Japanese people aren't the friendliest, unfortunately. They're so cold. They don't like to socialize, really. There's one guy and there's this one couple. They were so nice. I sat next to them. So at least there's one or two people who are nice in Japan. You know what I mean? I think Tokyo, maybe it might be a Tokyo thing. Maybe I shouldn't generalize, you know. But I would just say, I love the interaction. People don't want to interact with me, man. Everyone mind their business, you know. That was the first country, I kid you not, man, where I was wearing my headphone on. When I'm traveling, I don't wear my earpiece on. No. Man is out there, I'm listening to all the sounds, man. But Japan, I diluted all the sound and I became a zombie. Oh my God, man. Anyways, now, that was Japan. Would I go to Japan? Yes, I'll go back again, you know. But my passport just reminds you I'm a foreigner in that place. Now, The other place I would say is Hong Kong. I go to Hong Kong all the time, really. I think the problem on the Hong Kong side, it's not like the people, but it's more like the immigration side of things, really. You know, whenever I'm crossing the border, coming back into mainland China, bear in mind, I live in Shenzhen, so whenever I take the train from Futian, it's a district here in Shenzhen, from Futian to Hong Kong, crossing the border, you know, I have no problem leaving the mainland China side of things, but whenever I'm coming into mainland China, it's a double whammy. Everyone is so tense, so tense. Bear in mind, there's a lot of cameras there. I've never seen so many cameras in my life. Boy, they're cameras that will look at you 360s, you know, everywhere. You see camera left and right. Bear in mind, right, I've also registered my passport as well to cross the channel to Hong Kong. So I just lay my passport like that, do the fingerprint, and then I'm through, right? So when I'm going into mainland to Hong Kong, but when I'm coming in, it's a different case, boy. So I went through the metal detector, and I think there was a young immigration officer, and then he just pulled me on the side, and then he asked me a question. Normally they do the random checks, fine. And he asked me a question, why are you in Hong Kong? I was like, I'm just came for like a quick stroll around since I live in mainland China. I show my resident permit as well in mainland China. I live here, you understand? I'm also paying my taxes, yeah. So I'm a tax resident here in Shenzhen, China. And then he saw that and was like, okay, can I see your passport? And then he took my passport, he didn't open it, and he was walking towards the supervisor. And then guess what? As soon as he opened, yeah, he saw British citizen. Man came back. Here, your passport. Take it. Bear in mind, the front cover of my passport, it's a bit faded, so you won't see the British citizen there. So as soon as they saw my passport, right, and they opened the actual page and they saw that, I was like, oh, okay. Can't mess with this one, you know. So yeah, if you have a green passport, African passport, unfortunately it's not going to be lovely, you know. Let me just see if I'm still recording. Right, it's still recording, right? I think the sun decided to come out now and it's starting to get a little bit hot, right? So now yeah, so I saw that, and then there was like, okay, it's fine, you can go. And I was like, bloody hell, man, bloody hell, really? And no explanation, else, nothing else again. The way he gave me the passport was like, not good, not good. So like here in China, I'll keep it very brief. I don't want to break burn all bridges when it comes towards China. This is my place, which is why I leave. I moved to China strategically because I like so many aspects of living in China. It's a fantastic place, right? Safety, an opportunity for you to work, you know. But it doesn't mean because I live here, I shouldn't express my personal opinions. I'm not a citizen yet. I can never be a citizen here, and I cannot vote here, so I can't talk about politics. No way. I'm not going to do that. And so as all the Asian countries I've been to, you can't talk about politics. If you talk about that, you're going to be into a lot of trouble. So you can't do that, right? So I stay far away from that. Really, I'm not trying to naturalize to become a citizen of any of these countries here in Asia. But of course, I like going there. I think the two countries I tend to have the best treatments, right, is Malaysia and Indonesia, really, due to the similarity, due to how they also have people who have a darker skin tone. So I tend to have a lot more better treatments where my passport is not necessarily the reason why people have to be nice with me, right, or where I'm from, you know. But of course, it's the thing I've personally experienced here in China, where wherever I go, honestly, right, if I'm interacting with people, the first thing I was like, where are you from? 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 You know, as soon as you tell them from the UK, oh, very, very good, very, very good. You know, sometimes I do play a game as well. I'm from Africa. Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone? Where's that? They don't know Sierra Leone. You know what I mean? They get confused. It's like, oh, Africa, poor, yeah, poor. So yeah, I do have African friends as well, you know, basically from different African countries, whether it's Nigeria, from, let's say, Kenya, you know, some come from other parts of Africa as well. I've had a lot of conversations. So the passport, where you're from, is how people see you here, even when it comes towards job as well. You know, if you have an American passport, a British passport, you basically, if you come to work, you are going to get more opportunity, leeway, you know, to get a job. But then again as well, the discrimination side of thing when it comes to skin tone, even if you're from this Western country, some schools would discriminate you based on your skin tone. If you have darker skin, some school will be like, no. I think it's based on what the parents want, you know. So if you're a white person, the opportunity is off the roof, bro. It's off the roof, bruh. It's true. Chinese people love white people here, man. Honestly, you're celebrated here. If you're a white person, you have to come to China, man. You're loved. I just want to let you know, you're loved. You know, you're loved. Yeah, listen. I have a white family as well. My brother married to a white family, really. Yeah. So it's so upsetting why people can treat other people like that based on their skin complexion. It shouldn't be like that, right? Anyways, man, I don't need to prove nothing to you, whatever you have a white friends or whatever. It's all about based on how you can treat someone, right? Not based on where they're from. Unfortunately, that's the thing here. It has happened several times. And when you go online on Chinese social media, this is what discouraged me. China is a fantastic place. Would I recommend anyone to come to this place? Absolutely. Come and visit and see things. But of course, if you're going to come here, make sure you are open-minded, because this place will test you time after time. Really, people will be taking pictures. People will be staring at you. For me, it happens so much now. I don't even care. Even when people spit, right? They do spit a lot. Now, because I've lived in the country, going to my 3rd year now, basically, I don't even hear it. Man is legally deaf now, you know. I'm deaf on so many things, really. I don't even focus too much on that. You know, in my first year, I try not to focus on the negative side, trying to just adapt and adjust and learn. So I've learned a lot, and I've observed so many things, and I was just like, boy, it's so different here, man. Really, because where I'm from, basically, we do not judge people. There's certain things people will say, even some advert that was like, no black people, no, like that. We don't want no black people, no dark skin, you know. Some of the advert will shock you. In the UK, that will be a big no. Big no. That person will be in jail, because that's a discrimination, right? So you have to understand, when you're going to apply for a job as well, you need to post your photos, you need to make sure you look good, and of course in your presentation videos, really you can also increase the saturation, and also in your photos as well, increase the lighting. That's the thing a lot of people have openly expressed. Part of the reason why I'm saying is because I have a platform, right? So I can express it, and I can tell you exactly what the job market is like in China. It's not easy. There are few countries and few companies, right, like my company, where they're a lot more open when it comes towards tolerating, you know, teachers from different walks of life, you know, especially coming from Western countries, really, you know, so which is fantastic, really. I think my company, only if you come from Western countries, you have to understand that's the requirement in order for you to get a Z visa. That's the visa here that allows you to stay in China for a long duration, you understand? And of course, then you have to be from a native speaking country as well, being a teacher. So strategically, China, when it comes to doing business, that's part of the reason why I chose it. When it comes to living standard as well, is very high, and it's so safe. Did I mention that? Super safe. And it's frustrates me so much, man. Sometimes I want to pick up the camera, so I want to show people this, but then again, and I realize the way Chinese people perceive black people online, on their social media, it's so bad.
Like me, I desire that when I'm done with my studies, I should go back home and impact my country in one way or the other. If I don't go back home, if it happens to have a very good work in China here, I'll shortly remain here, but I really want to impact my home country in one way or the other. And as so doing, I need to minimize my lifestyle. I need to minimize the type of things I do in China and how I do them.
So bad. Really, I didn't realize how bad it was until I start focusing a little bit on that, and I see time out of time you will see baboons emoji under a black person post. That person might be saying something nice about China, right? You will see that there, and that thing even happened to me. I am so positive towards China, and it happens to me. If you don't like China, go back home. China is not a migrant country. Oh boy. What a way to have a conversation, boy. Oh, boy. And bear in mind, there are more Chinese people living in the UK, living in Africa, than black British people living here or African people living here in China. Just want to say. And should black British people say, or African people say, oh, you know what, if you don't like Africa, go back to China. Should we all start saying that? Oh, you don't like the UK, go back to China. Should we start saying that? It's not right. It's not on. Especially I'm paying my taxes, yeah? And these are the personal things I've personally experienced, right? It's not right. And then this is the reason why nowadays when someone want to take a picture of me, I try not to put so much effort into it. You know, sometimes I'm like, nah, man, it's all right. It's cool. You know, it's cool. Take me, if I'm in the mood, I'll take one picture and then that's it. When I'm in a public area, that's it, right? But the thing is, there's one time I saw this, right? The guy take a picture and then it's sent it on the whatever group chat he's on, and then they put an emoji. Man glance, man is a little bit nosy, you know, and a man glance, man see the baboons, and I was like, damn, I wish I didn't see that. I'm laughing because they say if you don't laugh, you cry. Oh my God, man. Or if you don't cry, you laugh, you know. Either way. Anyways, what can I say, man? So bad. It shouldn't be like that. You know, sometimes you just have to laugh. And there's a trend now, yeah? Black people, especially Africans, right, on Chinese social media, they'll post and they'll be like, things Chinese people say online on black people. So bad. Honestly, right? Shouldn't be like that at all, right? No matter what you go, if you live in that place for the long duration, you are going to find things that are not fantastic after you ooze yourself through the honeymoon phase, right? Or phases, really. So now, China, my qualm with China, I'll definitely say, when it comes to was the way people see on a daily basis. Shenzhen here, it's a lot more better than the smaller city, right? So if you are in, let's say, Shanghai, you're in Guangzhou, you're in Shenzhen, or what's up with big cities here, Chengdu or Chongqing, or you name it, right? Or in, did I mention Beijing? Yeah, you're in this sort of city, so you are going to find a lot of foreigners, right? But of course, then the population of black foreigners in China, it's still very low. You understand? And I think here, places like Guangzhou, very close to where I stay as well, you tend to find more black people, mainly from Africa, and they do mainly business in Guangzhou, right? That's the place. If you want to do business, Guangzhou is the place. Forget about other places in China. Go to Guangzhou, you make your money, sweet money, honestly, right? There's been a lot of discrimination. So if you're from African country, the way they treat you here, it is not on. It is not right. And you have to understand, China is a very closed up place a little bit. You know, things are opening up a little bit, and which is nice. And it's why you're seeing the boom in terms of tourism in different cities. And I would definitely recommend you come to Shenzhen as well. Not many foreigners come here. And it's really hard to see a foreigner here. And I do struggle to see other foreigners except my friends, which I do see occasionally as well. Do you know, yeah, it is not there yet. You understand? We do have, it's more like the Silicon Valley of China. You can see the fantastic skyline behind me. The weather isn't fantastic at the moment because we are in winter at the moment, you understand, so it has changed up. It has changed a little bit, and then now inspires we have to wear a bit of jacket. Normally it's not really cold down in the south, but of course due to climate change, inspires not things are a little bit cooler, but the weather tends to fluctuate. Yesterday I didn't have to wear but today it's a different case, so it changed it a little bit, but the temperature always stays on the let's say 10 to 16 degrees, and during the summer and during the winter and during the summer it's a lot more hotter, so you have to have that in mind. So when you go to the smaller city, you are going to see people going to stare at you, and people will take pictures of you randomly, right? Which is not on. I don't like it. I mean, the more time you spend in doing that, it's not nice. As I'm speaking right now, there's a lady taking a picture of me right now. I kid you not. I wish I could just leave. Can you hear the music? Bye-bye. All right, so that's the thing, right? It happens all the time. You have to understand. Yes, I'm black. Well, of course, you have a camera like this, right? It looks like I'm a journalist or what's that, but I'm not. I just want to make it very clear. I'm not a journalist. I think some Chinese people, if you don't like China, go back home. That is not a way to have a rational conversation. Bear in mind, I'm here, I'm working legally. I got my resident permit, and also I'm paying my taxes as well. I pay more taxes than most Chinese people. I kid you not, right? My taxes is quite high. But of course, I'm not complaining. I know I'm a foreigner. I know where I stand, right? No matter how long I spend in this place, no matter how I can speak Chinese, I know I will be a foreigner. I'm perfectly cool with that, right? I'm not trying to be a citizen here, you understand? So I'm not trying to be arrogant as well in the process, right? Thankfully, I'm from the UK. My passport is extremely strong. I can go to 90 plus countries around the world, really. I have no problem with that, right? I'm not trying to flex. No, I'm not trying to do that, right? Of course, in China, it's a fantastic place. I chose China because of what China can provide for me at the moment, right? So when it comes towards an opportunity, at the same time, what I can provide to China as well, because I am working in line with helping Chinese students to, enhance their skills in, of course, in communication in different aspects as well. This is how it is. I'm telling you, this is real, But anyways, man, and I have no personal vendetta with Chinese people at all, and I don't get it. why they see black people like that. It is not nice. Yeah, fine. I'm from Africa. Cool. Well, so what? In fact, I'm going to Africa. I am. I think that's going to be my new chapter now, really. I most likely, either I will go to Ethiopia, Cape Verde, or Senegal. I think Senegal and Cape Verde are very, very close by. They're both West African countries. I think it's just an ocean away, very close. And definitely, I think that's going to be my new chapter, man. You know, people always say, go to Africa, do that. I've never been to Senegal. I've never been to a lot of West Africa. I've only been to 2 West African countries, Sierra Leone and Guinea. I've only been to 3 African countries, Sierra Leone, Guinea and Morocco. That's it, you know. But other than that, I don't know much about Africa, and I ain't gonna lie to no one, you know what I mean? So, but of course, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna go and learn more about Africa. That is where I'm from. That's my root, you know. I'm very, very proud. Even though it's poor, there's corruption there, but yes, still, man. So you gotta go to a place where you feel very good. Listen, man, I like making video about a country that where I feel very comfortable. And so you are still going to see me making video about Malaysia, Indonesia, you understand? Whenever I have my 2 or 3 days off, I'll go there. But my focus now, I am going to explore African countries. Bear in mind, there are 54 African countries. I know there's certain African countries I just can't go to due to the conflicts that is happening in Congo, in Sudan, in Somalia, you understand? There's certain countries I just can't go to, you understand? And bear in mind as well, even though because I'm black, right, I share the same skin tone with a lot of African people, doesn't mean I'm going to be treated like a local. I'm a foreigner. I'll be a foreigner. As soon as they hear my accent, boy, they will triple, double the price. You know what I mean? And I know that, you know. But of course, man know how to blend in, you know. I will blend in with the locals like blending with a blender. You know what I mean? That's it, man. I'm gonna leave here. Thank you so much, man. But honestly, man, I'm very proud of where I'm from. I'm black, and I'm proud of that. I'm not ashamed, and I'm also Muslim. I'm telling people whenever I meet, hey, Halloween here, people are asking me, why you don't celebrate it? I'm Muslim. I don't celebrate that. You know what I mean? Oh, you're from the UK? Yeah, there are Muslim people as well in the UK. You understand? And it was like, whoa, I don't know that. Now you know. Now you know what I mean? So I think I'm teaching a lot of the people here, even the parents, I'm teaching the parents. It's all love, man. It's all love. But the one thing I would definitely say, man, for those companies out there here in China that give black people opportunity, right? I have nothing for you but pure respect, man. Really, it shouldn't be based on your skin complexion, based on what you can import, right, into that role. Really, I think that's the way it should be. Let's stop all this hate, but I know for sure it's not going to stop. Racism will never stop. This is how it is, and it's been with us for centuries, you know what I mean? But for it is, let's mitigate it. Let's make sure it doesn't become the normality, you know what I mean? So for those who have hatred in their heart, just seek God, you know, whether it be Allah or whatever religion you believe in. But for me, I believe in Allah, you know what I mean? So I don't want to get into that. But other than that, man, alhamdulillah, I'm so grateful, and I think I'm going to start exploring more Muslim country and African countries. That's my plan, really. I think I'll go to a place where I just feel like, yeah, I know for sure I am not going to be looked at in a way because of my passport. That's it.